Are you planning to start a new business, but you're not sure whether to go online or to take up an offline venture? Yeah, obviously there would be many questions in your mind because both the business models have different requirements and different challenges. So to answer all your questions and queries, we have a wonderful guest on our show today. He is Mr. Ivan Bayross, an international author who has written 111 plus books on technology. Mr. Bayross has run more than 6 online businesses. So let's welcome him on this business talk show. Welcome, Mr. Bayross.
Geez. That was a really, really nice introduction. I like that. I can quite understand young people who are about 30, 28, 30, 35, trying to decide whether they'll have to rent a place, a brick and mortar store, do it up, put in stocks, and then start selling. And then inform people in the neighborhood that they've opened a new store, stuff is available, please come and buy. So that when they sell, the profit they make is something that they can run their families. And to this kind of a human being who's never ever experienced the internet before, considering going on the internet to multiply sales is pretty strange,
Yeah.
So what I would like to share is one of the things that I would recommend very strongly is perhaps if you are in Himachal and you are caught up in this bind about choosing whether to go the brick and mortar way or whether to go the internet way or both, sit down and talk to someone you trust.
Okay.
Someone who's had a brick and mortar business for many years. I did many, many years. I had my own office, employees, we wrote software. And I have also spent many, many years running business on the internet, earning money from across the world, sitting in an air-conditioned little room in Mumbai, but maybe fixing a server's issue in Germany or trying to fix a server's issue in Mauritius. Wherever there is a problem, if I could get up there and I could fix it, this was something I did and I got paid. And fascinatingly, I got paid in foreign currency. Now, you might ask yourself, what's special about foreign currency? $1, 1 rupee. No, it's not $1, 1 rupee. $1 has a multiplying factor today of about 74 rupees. So you take a call. You can earn $1 and automatically bump it up to 78, 74, 75, 77 rupees, depending on what it is like. Or if you're earning in British pounds, it is probably crossed to $100. £1, more than $100, Or you could earn 1 rupee. That's your call.
Yes, it's your call. So basically, Mr. Bayross, you have written around 111 books on coding, right? So would you say that writing books and making money from writing books is also a kind of a business?
Oh, I assure you. There were many, many years ago when I was a young guy. I must have been about 28, 30 years old. There was a friend of mine who introduced me to a Delhi publisher called BPB Publications. They were
that has been very popular. And
very, very big.
Yes, we used to buy the BPB books in our college. Yeah,
biggest publisher of tech books. And there was the owner is a guy called Manish Jain. He and I became friends. He was a very, very kind man, very kind to me. Manish has been like a rock for me since ages, even today. If he visits Bombay and he has the time, he'll come to my house, we'll share a cup of tea and things like that. I respect that. I can show you checks which I get. I get a yearly
the royalty which you make. Yeah, that's right.
Which covers all the books that are sold. It could be a minimum of about 16, 17 lakhs. And it could go up to a maximum of about 25, 26 lakhs. I believe that even if you're in a tier 1 city like Mumbai, I stay in Mumbai. If you're earning about 15, 18 lakhs in a year, you should be able to live very, very comfortably. That means right. all the necessities of life, medicine, food, air conditioning, car, driver, whatever the hell you need, you should have it. So if you have got a unique skill and you can write books about that skill in a way that you can share that skill with others, find an editor. If you don't know how to find an editor,
See, why
publish
I
on
asked you,
Amazon.
I'll tell you why I asked you this question, like making money, because see, my idea of asking you this question is not to tell people that how much money can be made, but I just want to explore and understand that which options are available in digital space, right? So definitely writing books on IT and making money online, and then selling books through again an online platform, because your books are very popular on Amazon, right? So that's also a way of digital business, online business, where you are
Yes,
selling your books online,
yes.
right? And what age you started writing books, Mr. Bayross?
I started when I was about between 28 and 30.
Oh, at
28
the age
to
of 28
30.
and 30,
I
right?
started.
So you were
They were the
giving,
first
at that
books.
time, you were giving your coding services to international clients?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I was working for the police. I was working for municipalities, banking,
Mhm.
this sort of stuff.
Right. So the other business which you had, an online domain, that was writing code, right?
Yes, very much.
Yeah.
That's my
So
second great love, I
that's
tell
that's
you.
your second love, you can say, right?
Yes.
We have been talking about it a lot. So, and what's your third love then?
My third love is digital marketing.
Oh, fantastic.
I spent quite a long time in the digital marketing vertical, looking at various silos. It turns me on because whichever way you cut the cake in any business, brick
Hmm.
or mortar or internet, marketing is what brings money and puts it into your tijori.
Obviously.
Every other department is cost to company. So
Hmm.
if you can do really well in the marketing and the sales bit, and you know how to drive that effectively, you're obviously going to earn a lot more money. Yeah. Less effort, more money.
And how it's
But
different from the traditional marketing, the online marketing?
oh,
What do you think is the main, criteria which makes it different? Because people
one,
nowadays, there are many people who have learned digital marketing, but they are not able to produce results. What is there which they are missing? What do you think is the key factor or key ingredient?
okay, there are a lot of good people in digital marketing.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I think the learning system is slightly flawed.
Okay.
Now, let me share one thing with you. In digital marketing, you can measure the kind of statistics that you cannot measure in any other way of marketing. Let's take a simple example. The Times of India is a nationally recognized newspaper. Now you can take an ad, maybe half page ad, quarter page ad, or one column ad in the Times of India, and you'll get a certain amount of response, people responding to you, but you have no clue that Times of India will be read by a grandfather of 98, by a young woman that's 16. You have no clue how many people, that is your ideal prospects, read your ad.
So analytics is the
Analytics is the main thing.
main thing which makes it different, right?
Yes, you can target your ideal prospects, you can
Hmm.
engage them, you can get them to respond to you, you can find out what is wrong with your ads and fix it. All of this simply means increase sales. Increase sales means increase money.
Okay.
And the cost of advertising on the internet is negligible. If you look at Times of India and you look at one column 10 centimeters, you'll be spending, in my opinion, about 30,000 to about 48,000 for one ad.
No, it would be even higher. It's
Could
even
yeah,
higher. It's even
it
higher.
could
Yeah.
I've stopped advertising in
Right.
Times a long time back. I used to advertise in Times long time ago, and one column by 10 centimeters or 12 centimeters was what I used. So I know the difference in the money. The targeting, the tools that you have on the internet, which allow you to target your ideal customers
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, wherever, on
Yeah.
Instagram. The
Yes.
tools are phenomenal. No offline, no offline advertising can come even close.
Mm-hmm. So
And
should the
that,
online business owners be totally dependent on digital marketing?
I would say yes. All
Mm-hmm.
you've got to do is, take for example, you got a chemist store.
Okay.
And in a chemist store, you want to reach your target audience.
Yeah.
I don't know whether your people know that Google will allow you. Now, there's something called Google pay per click. There are ads that Google show people.
Right.
Google will allow you to show those ads to people that are in a 1 kilometer radius, 2 kilometer radius, 5 kilometer radius. Targeted people, you can talk about their disposable incomes, the kind of medicines they buy, you selling, and target only those people. And all of a sudden, whenever they are on Facebook or whenever they're looking at something, and maybe in Google, they're looking at their Gmail, suddenly they'll get this ad saying, hey, this person's chemist store is there, and today they're offering a discount on diabetic medicines. And the person's a diabetic. Mind you, India is the diabetic capital of the world. So
Right.
it's pretty high that the bugger is diabetic. He'll run across to your chemist store and buy.
Obviously.
Now, this thing can't be done in newspaper ads or magazine ads,
True offline. Yeah.
conventional, true offline. You can't.
It's
So
right.
don't discard all your offline advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it down a little bit. Start running the online advertising and see the impact on sales.
Yeah.
If there's little or no impact, you're doing the right thing. If suddenly you find your sales falling, find out why. So in the initial stage, until your process settles.
So, Mr. Bayross, one more thing that you are doing in online domain, that you are giving online coaching, right?
Yes.
So you are running online courses on copywriting and digital marketing. So what about this domain? If somebody wants to start something as an online coach, so what's your experience in this domain? How somebody should take this thing forward? Yeah.
It's an incredibly fertile vertical.
Okay.
And I don't say this lightly. Let me give you an example. You've got very large online sellers, Amazon, Myntra, Flipkart, large Amazon sellers.
Right.
Now, they hire people to write copy for the products they sell.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know whether people know this or not, but they offer between a 20 to a 30% premium to a non-English copywriter. That means if you can write brilliant copy in Hindi or Gujarati or some dialect in Gujarati or Malayalam or Tamil or Kannadiga, Kannada, if you can write brilliant copy that goes into the mind of the reader and gets them to take out their credit card and buy, these people will pay you a premium. That is because whilst English is a traditional language used for advertising, a very large number of people cannot engage properly with English. And that's my biggest weakness. Other than English, you laugh at me when I talk to you in Hindi. In fact, I'm embarrassed when I speak to you in Hindi. I hear your Hindi. Mind you, I've heard it on some of your videos, some of your Facebook ad videos, half English, half Hindi. It's impeccable. And I learned Hindi from a UP Pandit. But that was donkeys years ago. I was very, very good at it. I was very good at it.
Yeah, because see, I understand that the language which touches your heart, and there is a language which your brain understands. There's a difference, right?
Yeah.
Because when your brain is processing, that means you are in translation mode.
Actually.
Right. So that's why, obviously, it's the communication, the local language, that's why the target audience, understanding your target audience is very important. With people they fail. In digital marketing, people they think that just making advertisements in English would be more impactful, but it doesn't happen all the time.
It doesn't happen.
International brands have started, creating ads in Hindi.
Oh yes. And they will hire you if your Hindi is impeccable, grammatically correct, friendly, conversational. They'll hire you and they'll pay you money because it is helping them sell their products. Greater sale products, great, and they're selling not little. They're selling in tens of crores.
One thing came out during this discussion that I was asking you about the online courses, but yes, suddenly this another stream of income, you can say, is copywriting.
Yes.
Came up. Yeah.
Yes, I believe so. I teach the art of copywriting in English because that's the only language I'm competent in.
Yeah.
I'm 70, so years of molding. I can communicate reasonably well in Hindi, but reasonably well can be hilarious now and then. Especially if I'm talking to a lady, that's usually when I zip my mouth and shut it, because using the feminine gender in Hindi is beyond my capacity for learning. So if it's another man, if I'm talking to you, I'm cool. But with another lady, and if you look at life, 50% ladies, 50% gents. I mean, so that's a huge weakness in me. Now, if you can communicate in a local language, Bengali, for example, and you're writing ads for people in Calcutta, you're writing ads for Amazon, which is directed, they're targeting Bengalis in Calcutta or whatever, and you help them sell, they will hire you. Now, the rules for writing this kind of content, the rules don't change. Copywriting is about learning rules. Copywriting is not about language.
Yeah, you need to learn the framework. You need to know how to,
that's right,
minimize your about your headline, about
that's
your
right, about your
paragraph and
headline,
everything, call to action.
Yeah. Then whether you write in
Understood.
English or whether you write in
And
Bengali,
how much a person can earn through copywriting? Can you just, tell about it so that the audience can also understand that is it really something to get into?
Okay, now I will tell you stuff that may not be 100% applicable, but I'd like to talk about it.
Okay.
There are goras, as I call them, who pay me about $800, $900 US dollars for one blog post.
One blog post.
One blog post of about 1,200 words.
And how much it can convert into Indian rupee?
You multiply 1,200 by 70 by 77. Let's do the math.
Yeah, we should do that.
Let me get my calculator. Here you go. So we will get 77 multiplied by 750. Let's clear this. So 750 US multiplied by, let's say, 75, 56,250.
Fantastic.
One blog post.
One blog post. Okay.
One blog. Now, move up the ladder a little bit. Say you're writing, let's say, sales.
No, but you have been an experienced person. You have done the copywriting for long, so that's why people are paying you this much.
Okay.
Let's say if somebody's starting, and has just done these all things for 1 or 2 years.
Let's take $150.
Okay.
$150 and multiply it by 77. That's 11,550.
Yeah.
Okay, now consider what idiots are paying in India. I am really angry. They offer people between 75 paise per word to 1 rupee per word.
Right.
Now, assuming that you've got a 1,000 word blog post, you've got 1,000 rupees in your bank account. So even if you're getting a 200 US dollar, $150 person, down market, entry level person who's giving you work, the money is substantial.
So that's the advantage of getting on, getting in an online domain, so that you can get your customer even from US. If the Indian price is not paying you much.
Germany, yes. The one catch is your English grammar must be impeccable.
Yeah.
You must know the tools that the Goras use so that the English is grammatically structured correctly, the sentence constructs are correct. They'll pay you for
it. Or even if they can't write in English, they can write Hindi copies.
Yes.
As you said that you get
a 30%
premium. Yes. That's amazing.
I've had people, senior HR guys in Nadi Mahindra now call me. I mean, we all grew up together. I've done something else. They've gone into HR. Some have gone into, hey, Ivan, do you have anybody who can write in Bengali? The strange Indian dialects. I've never even heard of these bloody languages. I didn't even know that Gujarati, like if someone from Surat is speaking Gujarati to someone from Ahmedabad, they can't understand one another. They both speaking Gujarati.
Yeah.
So Amazon wants to
that's the main power of the language.
That's the main
And
part of
you
life.
give online consulting also,
Yes, building businesses.
building businesses.
There are
Okay.
brilliant people in India.
Mm-hmm.
They have the brains. Simple example, look at Microsoft, take away the Indians, Microsoft will collapse. Look at Google, take away the Indians, Google will collapse. They're running on our brains. So I
That's it.
genuinely believe there's a whole load of brains, a whole load of
Mm-hmm.
capabilities. But people are struggling. People might be very good at what they are doing, but they haven't learned sales and marketing. So you can't have a very powerful product or a very powerful service that you want to sell, and you think the world will come and buy it without marketing it. Now, a techie who's created a beautiful tech product like a software as a service,
Mm-hmm.
SaaS product, you know, uh, somebody else selling some other kind of product. Your product might be excellent, but hey, you got to market it, man, and you're not a marketer, you're a techie.
Yeah.
Find a good marketing agency, ask them the right kind of questions, hire someone like me to sit on your side of the table, check to see the kind of stuff that your agency is giving you is worth the money you're paying them. Pick up some of the skills yourself, and you'll multiply the income, you'll multiply your sales income, and you will see it happening. You can measure it. Will it happen overnight? No. But within 60 days, 90 days, 180 days, you will actually see it happening. You can't really deliver BS in this space because statistics are measurable.
Right.
You send out an ad, your number of clicks go up, your sales are going up, impulse buys, registrations are going, all are measured.
So,
either
Mr.
you're
Bayross, like, see, you have an experience in multiple businesses and all digital and you can say on online businesses, like starting from writing books, then providing coding services to international clients. Third is your digital marketing, right? Fourth is the copywriting. Fifth is running online courses, okay, teaching people online, giving them training on various skills. Fifth and the last that you do is the business consulting, right? In all six, because see, having six, you can say the dimensions, doing business in six dimensions. Obviously, they are interrelated, and the common thing which all these six businesses have is the digital, all
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But now, my question is this: that when somebody has decided that okay, I'll go online, whether I'll deliver online courses, I'll start an e-commerce store or anything else. Then what are the essential assets that somebody must have? Because in physical business, somebody has to create a store, a physical store, an office. He has to keep stock, then or he has to produce goods, right? So what are the assets which are essential and must have before you think that I want to go online?
Okay. There is only one asset that an online entrepreneur needs to be concerned about. Just one. And I love that.
Mhm.
It's that person's website. Now, let me color this with a little statistics. If you go into Google and you look at successful online entrepreneurs in India, you will
Okay.
get a percentage between 1 and 3%.
Mhm.
Don't look at the 1 and 3%. Look at the 97% that are failing, and you'll suddenly get quite frightened. You do the same thing for another geography. Say you do successful entrepreneurs online, Singapore, successful in US. In US, you can look at California, New York, whatever. You'll find a shocking difference between the numbers. So what is it that the other people are doing that we are not doing? Google talks about a set of website specifications, set of website quality specifications. To my horror, 99% of Indian websites are not built to any of these specifications.
Yes.
They are ignored. To my horror, I find Indian entrepreneurs are saying, my daughter has just learned programming in 11th standard. She will build my website absolutely free. And that is the biggest asset that's going to sell all your products and services on the internet. And in my humble opinion, it's an unadulterated piece of crap. Google won't support it, Bing won't support it, DuckDuckGo won't support it. The major search engines that will bring up when people are doing searches and trying to hit your website,
It's your
they
property. It's your property. You are investing in
yes,
property. You are creating an online office, your store, communication center.
yeah.
Everything is website. But Mr. Beros, how somebody can find whether his or her website is as per the requirements of Google or any other tool, or can
Google
you
Google gives
suggest
you a
something
free
like that?
Google gives you a free to use tool. It's called Google Page Speed Insights.
Okay.
Google
So
Page.
first parameter is the page speed. That should be what should be the
Uh,
benchmark?
Google tells you on a
Mhm.
mobile device, on a mobile device like this. Where's this? Okay, mobile device like this,
Yeah, yeah.
or my
Should be
desktop.
less
You
than
need to
5
get a rank.
seconds,
No, you need to get a rank of greater than 90.
greater than 90.
Yeah, and then Google goes on. I mean, Google will check your pages. Google will go on and tell you all the faults in your pages. Now, once you know the faults, if you've got a programmer who's an employee, or you've given your website to be built by someone, that guy will have technical capabilities. Take the faults that Google tell you and fix
Mhm.
them. And you'll 98% of the bloody websites that are there on the internet have ranks of 8 and 10 and 12. Where is the rank of 70? Where is the rank of 90?
90, right.
No one's not even in the playing, which is why
Mhm.
Indian online sellers,
Yeah.
people that are making a reasonable profit, they
Mhm.
have 1 to 3%. And basically, it's the
Okay.
1% that are really making money. The
So
other
they
two,
need to invest on error-free
yes,
website. That's what you are saying,
they need to invest
and
on an
on the
error-free web.
speed, on the
Yes,
speed of the
that means
website.
they need to invest in any person who's building their website, who has the technical capabilities. Don't let someone take away 50,000, 1 lakh, 5,000, whatever you're spending, I don't care, from you, and give you a bit of garbage that looks great but doesn't sell on the internet. Because you're not buying websites for what they look like. You're fundamentally buying websites so that you can build your trust, build your authority, and sell. And if it fails on all these 3 levels, then your website is not even earning you enough money to cover your yearly hosting costs. It's basically cost to company, loss making. Now, if you look at any entrepreneur, nobody buys any asset which is loss making. Yeah.
And another thing which which I've seen is missing on most of the websites is the communication. They use a
Yes.
standard template, a theme,
Yeah.
and they don't write the content that's not engaging. That when I visit the website, I think it's not for me or it's not for their target audience.
Correct.
Yeah. So I think the
That's
communication
another
is another.
shortcoming. Yeah, another shortcoming. Far too many online entrepreneurs have no clue who their market, who their ideal audience is. No clue at all. They have
Yeah.
never studied their demographics, their age, their academics, they're married, unmarried.
And they're not
What?
written the content according to what their audience want to read or want to hear. So
That's the disconnect. So
that's the
sales
disconnect.
don't happen. Yeah.
Well, so Mr. Bayross, just give us 3 clues. Okay. When somebody thinks that, okay, I'm going to start a business, should I go online or not? Which 3 things that person must have before going online?
The first thing that person must have is an absolute intimate understanding of who they are going to sell to.
Okay.
Male, female, ratio of male to female. If they've got male, female products, you could have products that are only male. You could have products that are only female, then this rule changes. But otherwise,
Yes.
you need to look at your market. You need to know your marketplace intimately. Everything else that you create, your website that you create, your pages, your landing pages, your price points, whatever, all of this is tied to knowing your marketplace intimately.
Mm-hmm.
So first is know your ideal prospects.
Okay.
The second is build an asset, build a website that your ideal assets can access
Mm-hmm.
using a mobile device or using a desktop or using a tablet or whatever the hell you choose to use, that they can access with a great degree of comfort.
Mm-hmm.
And the third thing is empower those people to buy from you. Ensure that there is nothing in their customer journey to a purchase,
Yeah.
nothing that will block them. Three things.
And what are the three challenges which the digital entrepreneurs face?
First, from my past experience, they don't know how to understand their target market intimately. There are several ways of doing it, but maybe this is not the platform to get involved in.
Yeah.
Since they don't know their target market intimately, everything else is guesswork. The content that they write on the page or whatever the hell they do, all guesswork. And because of that, they're leaving money on the table so that a competitor who's taken this trouble, who's hired a good digital agency, spent a little money, spent a little time, and figured all of this out, their competitors picking up those sales. So
That's the big challenge.
that's the biggest challenge.
Okay.
And I think at the end of it all, a lot of the offline entrepreneurs, tend not to trust the online marketers a great deal. It's an old story, if you burnt your mouth drinking hot milk, if somebody gives you a chill lassi, you'll first blow on the lassi and then take a sip. Now,
Yeah.
I know I can introduce you to hundreds of entrepreneurs who spend 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 6 lakhs on so-called digital marketing, and that whatever lakhs they've spent is sunk. Sunk means the money has gone and zero returns. Now
Right.
just think a little bit. If you took that 3 lakhs and put it in a mutual fund, at the end of a 1 year period, your capital will be intact and you'll get at least a 13, 14, 15% increase. In this particular case with digital marketing, your capital is eroded and there's zero ROI, return on investment. So I don't blame the offline entrepreneurs. But then they are not educating themselves and figuring out which digital agency should I go for? What are the questions I need to ask? What are the skills that they should do that?
They should do that. So
Yes.
one last question, Mr. Bayross, because that's very important. Suppose anybody has decided, okay, I'll go online.
Mhm.
I have a brilliant idea. I'll go online and I'll capture the entire market. I'll go global because somebody's planning to go online. That means they have a vision to go global.
Yeah.
That's why they want to scale up, and that's why they have taken this route.
Yeah.
Now, when they go online, sometimes they fail, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes they succeed.
Yep.
What tool or what technique or strategy would you recommend to validate an idea before actually, investing their entire money? Is there something which could validate their idea before starting a complete model of an online business?
Of course there is. I'll try and
What would be
illustrate
that
that with an
strategy?
example.
Okay.
Let's say that you're about 40 years old, you've been working in the corporate world for some time. Your basic monthly salary is about 80,000 and you're married and you've got one kid. At this age and with these responsibilities, most capable young people, they begin to think in terms of wealth creation.
Yes.
So they hire a wealth advisor, or they go to their local bank, maybe HDFC, ICICI, and they identify people that are supposed to, help them increase their wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Now, nobody in his right mind will take out all the family wealth and just give it in one tijori to one of these wealth advisors. No one. You're dumb if you do that. And if that idiot loses everything, then both of you all have come from the same shell, same eggshell. If you know what I mean. What you will do is you'll do a test.
Okay.
And you'll check to see whether you're getting returns. Then you'll increase the value of that test. And you'll check to see what kind of returns you're getting. Until a certain degree of trust and authority is built between the person who's investing the money and the wealth advisor. Now take that analogy. I'm sorry. Analog was the wrong word. Take that analogy and apply it to an online business.
Okay.
Don't take all your assets and throw all your money at it and hope that something will stick. It doesn't work that way. Create your website to international standards, because Once your website is created in international standards, you can always replace the content,
Content.
sell another
Okay.
product or sell another service. A website, a website's not locked to one service or one product.
Yeah, yeah.
So you create you put up the content, sell that product, then you release maybe 15,000 rupees worth of Facebook advertising, or watch your sales.
Mm-hmm.
So in my opinion, what I would do, I take that 15,000, divide it into 3 silos of 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, burn the first 5,000 to get stats, burn the second 5,000, see sales happening, burn the third 5,000 to see the sales go up a little bit.
Okay.
Now, once you've done something like that, we have what is called proof of model.
Proof of model.
If that occurs, then begin to scale up. Instead of looking at 15,000, throw 30,000 at it, ramp up your 5 silos to 10 silos, and repeat the process. It's the same as you'll do is if you're going to invest money in the stock market or invest money in a mutual fund.
In that way, this is much safer, and the risk is
much
lower than the offline business.
Yes.
Because in offline business, you can't test the market by investing 15,000 rupees.
Yes, I agree.
But in online business, you just need to invest a small amount of money to test, and after that, you can invest instead of 15,000, 15 lakhs.
Yeah, and you can pivot if you find that your product or service is not selling. It could be that your marketplace is not big enough. It could be because you're not targeting the right people.
Right.
Whatever, you fix that and your sales begin. Or you could simply say, I won't sell this product or service. I'll have to look for something else. My marketplace is wrong. The number of people are wrong.
Or your idea is not acceptable. Because sometimes, we get so much attached to an idea that we think that this idea is brilliant, but the market is not accepting that idea.
Yes, it's very much the same thing as somebody who says, I will buy Vodafone stock when it was 35 rupees, and then I'll buy more, and that doesn't work, and then I'll buy more, and that didn't work. When you're gambling with penny stocks, it's the same example. It doesn't change at all. No? So when if you found a bad product, please don't throw money after it hoping it'll become a good product. That is dumb.
It was a fantastic interaction, Mr. Bayross, and